Mass makes a charity video. So we are Mass, and we're into self-development. Every so often, we film ourselves talking to girls. Or at least trying. The whole idea is not to take ourselves too seriously. I suppose we do it because it helps us be more confident, to put yourself on the line. We want to fight that shitty voice in our heads, stopping us from taking chances. The same thoughts that tell us to stay in our comfort zones. That bubble. We want to be free, to take risks, to get rid of those thoughts and pursue our dreams and passions. And not just with girls, but with just about anything in life. So how does all of this tie in? Well, our story begins in Southeast Asia with a minority group known as the Rohingya of Western Myanmar. They are political refugees seeking asylum in our country, Malaysia. We wanted to meet the refugee children here and lift their spirits. We also wanted to raise awareness about their plight and let them know that Malaysians care. So this is the contested state of Western Myanmar, formerly known as Arakan by the Muslim Rohingya minority. It is now more commonly known as Rakhine State by the Buddhist majority. It's a messy situation for the Rohingya people. They've settled in the state for centuries and are being forced out of their own homes due to, well, let's not dive into the politics. They're struggling. Here's an idea. This was our most tame impression of systematic ethnic cleansing. Yep, genocide. It's not for us to speak about, but if you want to know more, Google it. It's been going on for decades now. They've been forced to pack their bags and leave, drifting on shitty boats for weeks with little supplies, hoping to find friendlier shores. Boats with refugees manage to make their way to other countries and are often greeted with hostility. There have been accounts of authorities with larger, powered boats towing the refugees far into sea, leaving them stranded and cast away. It is not very nice. It is estimated that there are over 30,000 Rohingya refugees in Malaysia, and we've kind of turned a blind eye towards their arrival here. They've been living and working amongst us. Our involvement comes with dealing with the children of these refugees. These children are born on Malaysian soil and have United Nations recognition providing asylum, but despite being born here, do not have citizenship, legal identification, or access to public education. We wanted to meet them, interact with them, and perhaps help them get rid of that bubble that we hate so much. Look, we don't have lots of money or gifts or material possessions we could give these people, but we wanted to give something more. We wanted to give them a day to remember. So this is how we did it. And then you can see 15 more to go. Alright. So almost done. Need like 5 more sandwiches maybe. Alright. +1! We got a bunch of shirts here that we got for the kids as well as the shirts over there for donation. Or just a bunch of clothing for the kids. One incredibly mischievous dog down here who just wants to buy things. He needs to stop. We're late. Vito, come here. Come here, Vito. Come here, Vito. You're Ryan. Yep. We all good, dude? Yeah, dude. I think we're good. We were all packed, hopped in the car, and we were on our way. Well, you know what Malaysian traffic is like. Mom was right. We were an hour late. We finally got there, unloaded. We had a look around, and I must say, the conditions at the refugee center weren't great. There was torn carpet hanging on makeshift fences, abandoned furniture, alongside what looked like construction supplies, and a couple of the children's tricycles on cracked pavement. Apparently, the kids use this space to play. There were also blocks of wood left lying around, and some old couches outside. We got acquainted with the kids, and they were very friendly, offering us seats in the couches. They seemed happy enough to see us. They were able to speak very basic English, but mostly communicated in Malay, fluently, like any local Malaysian would. First things first, we distributed the shirts. The kids were a riot.
L.
It's hectic, they love the shirts. We're just passing out some of the shirts right now.
That is Miss Siti. She's part of the Rotary Club and helped us organize the project. She's great at giving orders, and trust me, you do not want to be on her bad side.
Alright, so we've just distributed the shirts right now. They're all gonna wear it, as you can see.
The shirts we made were a massive hit with the kids. They seemed to really like the numbers in the back. Perhaps it gave them a sense of belonging, like they were part of the same team. We had Mass in the back and the Rotary Club logo in the front, since, well, they sponsored the shirts. Next, we gave them the sandwiches we made to keep them going through the day ahead.
Guys, makan dulu ya.
That and some drink packets we brought. This year is Mr. Sadiq. He's probably the most humble person we have ever met. He is their ustaz, their point of contact. The kids rely on him like a pillar of strength. He keeps the community together and wants nothing but the best for the kids.
Who hasn't got a drink? You? Yeah. Who wants a drink? Who wants a drink?
The kids had their snacks and shirts and were ready to board the bus.
Are you ready? Yeah. Done? Let's go.
Ready?
Let's go.
High five. I don't know.
Surrounded by children.
In total, we had 25 kids with us, ages ranging between 8 all the way to 16 years old. They treated each other like family. We grew fond of them very quickly.
Okay, so the kids just boarded the bus. They are a riot. It's gonna be a very, very fun afternoon.
Awesome!
The kids were ready, we were ready, and we were off.
Alright guys, let's go get some food, man. Let's go, let's go.
We were on our way to a buffet lunch provided by another Rotarian, Mr. Raj, before heading off to Berjaya Times Square. The kids were enthusiastic, asking lots of questions about the day ahead.
Ada main bowling? Dalam Berjaya tadi? Nanti tak ada lah, tapi mungkin kat roller coaster ni lah. Roller coaster berapa siapa bowling? Balik. Dia ada benda bowling balik nanti. Ha? Bowling balik. Janganlah macam tu. Paling dia masuk bowling.
It didn't take long before the conversation reverted to girls.
Dia tangkap teruk lah. Jenawi dia. Habis kau seorang jenawi lah? Ha? Jenawi lah.
You boleh?
Oh, kita tahu. Dia paling hot mah. Dia paling hot kat sini. Dah hot. Dia hot man. Dia juga paling besar.
Weh, kau besar weh.
Badan besar, umur kecil. Tapi buat daging.
Habis kau jual apa? Jual telur.
Jap. Aku tak kerja, aku sekolah. Kau jual daging. Apa besi burung kat sini? Kau pernah juga.
The bus driver got lost and ended up parking a block away. We had to walk a fair bit, but the kids were restless and excited, so the walk to the restaurant calmed them down a little.
We already swapped it. It's been pretty hectic. We just got to the restaurant. As you can see, the kids are sitting down, waiting to have some food. Food's over there, by the way. Pretty awesome South Indian food, sponsored by Mr. Raj over here.
It's a pleasure to serve these boys. Well, we have never done such a thing for such a long time. We've done it before, but after quite some years of break, so we're doing it again. So hope the food was satisfactory, and looking forward to more projects with Mass team, and hope Rotary can join to do more projects with you all.
Mr. Raj did not pronounce mass right, but we'll forgive him. That's cause the food wasn't satisfactory. It was amazing. We had a feast.
Okay, ikut.
This way. Line. Queue on queue. One by one.
After Turkas, it was back on the bus and to the theme park.
We're about to go to Times Square, man. Excited.
Let's go. Alright, so we just hopped on the bus. The kids are on the bus. We're headed to Bajaya theme park right now, and it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be a good time. See all of them right here. Happy faces, they're smiling, which makes me smile, I swear to God. It's awesome. It's gonna be a very good day today. So I'm just excited. They're at the back. Cool kids sit at the back, as per usual. The kids are getting off the bus as I speak right now. They look really happy. You guys want to say something? This is my friend. How are you feeling right now?
Okay, today I'm feeling very happy because I never go out but with many friends lah.
Most of these kids work for their parents or have temporary manual jobs. School is not a big priority. Plus, since they don't have local ID, public schools do not accept them. This was the first time they've been out of their homes as a group. Entering the building, they were in awe. The beautifully lit Chinese New Year decorations was quite a spectacle. They were in wonder, roaming around the pink cherry blossoms before we had to rally them towards the theme park.
Let's go. We go. Relax. Speaking to this kid, he speaks 4 languages. It's pretty incredible. He knows Hindi, Malay, Rohingya, and English. And that's incredible. 4 languages. I know 2 myself.
Alan, who only speaks English and atrocious Malay, was mystified.
He speaks Tamil.
Tamil terima. Boleh enggak? Boleh ya. I can't do it, Spanish market.
Ignoring Rick, that was the oldest of the kids we brought out. He is 16, never went to school, and has a child.
these 25 children, among 25 children, 27 children, only 5 were born in Burma. The rest 25, 23 of them were born in Malaysia, but they don't have any identification card. They don't have any facilities to grow up and to develop their minds. There's no passport, there's no legal identity.
No legal identity.
No legal identity.
So even though they are born
They were born. Some of them have the birth certificate, but it's not useful for them, say, in this country, under Malaysian legislation.
So it's interesting to note that Malaysia does not subscribe to the principle of jus soli.
Jus soli is Latin, meaning right of soil. It refers to the right of anyone born in the territory of the state to nationality. Countries that have agreed to the 1961 Convention on the Reduction of Statelessness will grant nationality to otherwise stateless people. Malaysia is not one of them. That status puts these kids in an awkward situation. Without ID, there is little that they can aspire to do in this country. Look, we're not activists, but as far as I know, if you're born here, you grew up here, and you call this place home, then I'm sure that in itself counts as being Malaysian.